Hey, what's up? I'm Brianne Williamson. Thank you so much for clicking on this video. Today we are talking about lesbian to bisexual to generally sapphic drama, from Fletcher to JoJo Siwa to Billie Eilish. We're going to talk about it all. But first, as we know, I'm a queer creator and the world is dark. And any help you can give me means the world, because let me tell you, it is Pride Month and there is not a sponsor to be found. So I so appreciate when y'all subscribe, turn your post notifications on, give this video a big thumbs up, comment down below. All this little stuff really helps me out. I know it's easy to find these sorts of videos on your YouTube homepage, but as a lesbian creator, you clicking that subscribe button takes 2 seconds. Really doesn't make any difference in your world, but makes a whole lot of difference in mine. So I so appreciate y'all doing that. With that, I also have a 6-episode web series coming this fall. I wrote, directed, produced, and acted in this series, and it's going to be free to watch here on YouTube. Again, completely free content. Let me tell you, it was not free to make. So if you love supporting queer artists and queer indie film and you want to see more lesbian representation on your screen, it really helps me out if you subscribe here, turn those post notifications on. And if you went over to @Basement51 series on Instagram, it would mean the world to me. We did the cast reveal over there recently, and we have so many more exciting teasers coming soon. Again, it's free to do. It's one follow on Instagram, and it totally changes things for my cast and crew and getting the web series out there and helping us find sponsors. So I so appreciate y'all doing that. Also, next week, our Queer Ultimatum Season 2 reaction series kicks off. I've already posted this video, so go watch that if you haven't already. And next week, we're starting with some more reaction videos to the trailers, to the cast, to some guesses on where I think that the cast is going to end up. And then I'm going to be reacting to every single episode of Ultimatum Queer Love right here on my channel. So if that's something that interests you, I will be here every Wednesday, Friday, and Sunday. I'm adding an additional day beyond my usual Wednesday and Sunday uploads just so I can keep up, because they're dropping like 6 episodes on the first day. So I want to get those reaction videos out to you as quick as possible. I'm basically thinking of it kind of like a lesbian book club, but with trashy reality TV. So the whole idea would be you watch the episode and then you come and watch my video about that episode. We chat about the episode. Y'all can chat in the comments about all of your thoughts. I think it's going to be really fun and I'm really excited about it. So again, make sure you subscribe for that Ultimatum series. I love nothing more than reality television and I cannot wait to talk about it for about 10 videos. It's going to be great. So let's get into this video. The end of 2024, I posted a lesbian drama recap video. You can go watch it right here. It was super fun to do, but a quick disclaimer before we jump in. Yes, I'm going to be tier listing all of these dramatic moments so far from the first half of 2025, but the tier spots do not mean that I agree or disagree with the situations themselves. Today, we are simply ranking how iconic to sapphic lore I think these drama moments are. And some of them aren't drama, some of them are fun stories, you'll see. But we're just going to be ranking them. S tier being like it completely changed sapphic community forever. Okay, maybe that's a little dramatic, but you know what I mean? Like earth-shattering news for the sapphic community. And then D tier being like it happened. So again, these rankings have nothing to do with how much I agree or disagree with these people or how much I like or dislike these people. A lot of these people in this video I know personally or have friends that know them personally, and I know a lot of behind the scenes lore that might not be public information that might cause bias on how I perceive these situations. So we're just gonna stick to ranking them S tier to D tier based on how iconic they are to the sapphic community lore as a whole. Let's get into the rankings. Okay, so first up we have Chris Hughes, Hemmingsway. Why am I just guessing random British last names? We have Chris and JoJo, okay? So a little bit of background. JoJo was dating Kath, went into the celebrity Big Brother house in the UK, came out, broke up with Kath at the after party, And this was after Kath had to watch Chris and JoJo cuddle for weeks straight, which is crazy, on live television, while also not being able to contact their partner JoJo. And then, yeah, JoJo broke up with them at the after party, and then got them on the next flight out. Not business class, we heard, economy class, which I thought was hilarious. And not hilarious, but you know what I mean? It's just such a silly thing in the bigger scheme of how crazy this story was. And at first, it was kind of like, oh, they're just friends, this whole thing, or that's what JoJo specifically was saying on the show. And then it comes out that they are in fact dating. A lot of people find this very strange because of the large age gap. I think JoJo's like 21 and he's like 32 or 33. But yeah, they're full out. And I think it was actually on Lesbian Visibility Day when JoJo retracted her lesbian status and said, no, I'm actually queer. So that was truly, you know what, looking at Pride season 2025 for the lesbians, I think that was patient zero. That was the first domino that was about to kick off the experience that lesbians were going to have with their representation this Pride season. So JoJo retracting the lesbian label. Crazy. So here they are, and I'm going to say that this is, in my opinion, S tier. Because it hit such mainstream media. Like a lot of sapphic drama maintains kind of in community and in niche stuff. I can always judge this by talking to my straight sister and being like, have you heard of this? Do you know this person or not? She very much knows JoJo Siwa and this whole story, and I think most of the world does. And I think it also totally shocked the community because she just had this whole like, I'm a lesbian coming out arch so recently. Arc. Anyways, you know what I mean? So let's put that one in S tier. That's where they live. Cuddling away, as always. Next up, we have Billie Eilish has a boyfriend. And I think his name's Nat Wolf. This is just going to be a video of me not knowing the names of men, honestly. And that is the life of a lesbian. I'm like, who? Anyways, so she had paparazzi pictures taken of her that showed that she is now dating this man. And I guess people weren't necessarily surprised because they've been friends for a while. People are happy for her. This is mainstream because it's Billie, but I will say that I do think that it's not that big of a story. I mean, she's never said she's a lesbian. I don't know if she's ever labeled herself at all. I just know that she was kind of forced out publicly and then said that she did like women, but she never said she didn't like men. And she looks really happy, and I'm really happy for her. So I don't think this is that dramatic. I don't think it like rocked the world or shook anyone. So we're going to put this, I can't put it D tier because it's Billie. So anything about Billie is going to be well above D. But is it well above? I don't know. I think I'm going to go C because it's really not that crazy. It's not like a huge story, in my opinion. You know what? Maybe it is. It just seems kind of like she got a boyfriend. And in the same way, if she got a girlfriend, I mean, actually, I think the lesbians would lose it more if she got a girlfriend just because. But it doesn't seem like a big, groundbreaking, life-changing piece of news. Also, if you disagree with any of my rankings, please let me know down in the comments. And if you think that I've missed any of the sapphic drama moments of 2025 so far in the first half of this year, let me know in the comments down below, and maybe I'll do a part 2 and include any ones that I missed. Do a little follow-up and add to this chart. Please do sound off and let me know if you think I put these in the wrong or right spot. Okay, next up we have Gabby and Robbie getting married, which I think was so adorable. I've said so many times to my partner that if we got married, this would be just such an awesome way to do it. I love that they eloped. I love that it was in Vegas. I loved that it was just for them. I loved their photos. So first they got married, I think it was like January 11th. It was right after the New Year. And then from there, they also got married again at like another courthouse, I think in LA. Actually, I'm not sure where it was, but anyways, in April. And they said that that was actually a legalized marriage. So I guess the one in Las Vegas wasn't actually like paperwork specific. They probably didn't have a marriage license or whatever. So they did it twice actually, which I think is kind of funny, like eloping twice in my mind, because the whole reason of eloping is like, I'm just going to go for it and get it done. And it's like, well, you didn't actually get it done. We actually have to do it again. But you know what? I love it. I love the photos. I think it was chic. I loved their outfits. I thought it was very them. And I think that's what a wedding should be. It should be for them. So I'm going to put this at, I think I'm going to put it at C again, because it's not like drama, it's not like earth shattering, but I do think it was mainstream. I think it was like a nice story to hear. I think people were really excited about it. Next up, we have the Becca Moore and Shannon breakup aftermath. So Becca Moore and Shannon broke up at the end of 2024. I think at the time that I filmed the previous drama recap video in 2024, I filmed it like a couple weeks before that news came out. So it wasn't included in that video, but I'm pretty sure they broke up like right at the end of the year, publicly online. Then in 2025, at the beginning of 2025, it didn't seem like much was happening with that, besides obviously people on the internet having a lot of opinions about, in the initial breakup video, Becca mentioning that a big part of the reason was something along the lines that they had seen kids and she hadn't fully unpacked or processed the idea of not having kids with a man or genetically with a man or something along those lines. That seems so long ago, because it was like 6 months ago now. So the internet kind of blew up and was like kind of ragging on Becca for this, which I have my own opinions on that. I've talked about it on my podcast. I think someone being newly out and mourning the loss of a heteronormative life and what they were taught from society to always want in their life and what they always expected for themselves is not that strange. Like, I don't think we should rag on someone for that. I think everyone in a certain capacity goes through the mourning of that process. But here's the twist. Here's the rug pull. Becca comes out with a video saying, no, that's actually not why they broke up at all, and alludes to some potential shenanigans on Shannon's behalf. We'll just say that. The video is titled "Time to Stand Up for Myself," like my side of the story. So then this shook the internet, because then all of the Becca hate swung over to Shannon hate for quote unquote like allowing Becca to take the fall for their breakup when clearly there was more going on. So this was pretty juicy because it was a drama that lasted like 6 months. And on Becca's channel, it's still going on to this day. So the fact that there was like multiple breakup videos, like the initial breakup video and then follow-ups and like changes of story and the whole like lesbian online community, like swinging a legion from one side to the other, that to me means that it's like A tier. I don't know if I can give it S tier, because this is going to sound shady, but I feel like we've just had one too many Shannon online breakups that like the other ones were more dramatic. You know, like for Christ's sakes, her and Fletcher, there was a whole fucking album. There was a whole artistic experience written about their breakup. And then obviously we know with the Cammy one, that was like the OG, shook the internet. So like those are S tier to me in terms of like lesbian influencer breakups. I think I'm going to put this at A, because I think it's pretty juicy, but not quite S. Next up, we have the recent Renee Rapp Siwa interview, where Renee Rapp went on this show and, you know, was her Renee Rapp self, was saying all the stuff. But something that people are clinging to is she admits that she has cheated, and specifically that she has cheated on a woman or a non-man with another non-man. She specifically said something along the lines of, when I was a woman dating a man and I cheated on those men, that was me just exploring my sexuality. But in this case, it wasn't on a man. So I think that was actually like shitty of me. So she exposes herself for cheating, and everyone is like, we only know of a certain amount of people that are non-men that you've dated, so we're pretty sure we know who it's about. So yeah, she just kind of gave the internet, the sapphic internet, a whole lot of tea. I think this is B tier because we don't have enough. Like, we don't have both sides of the story. We don't have the ex like talking about being cheated on. You know what I mean? This sounds crazy to say, but you know what I mean? I think it's definitely something people are going to talk about, but there's so much crazy sapphic lore going around right now, so much drama, that I think it's gonna get kind of just swept under the rug. So I'm gonna go B with this because it is juicy, and I love how Renee Rapp always goes in these interviews and just like lets it all out. And it is a scandal, right? Like, it's not just a news story. It is kind of scandalous being like, yeah, I cheated on my ex. So there's that. But yeah, I think it's a B. Next up, we have JoJo Siwa and Miley Cyrus drama, which is such a crazy sentence to say. So basically, Miley Cyrus was, she wasn't at DC World Pride, but for World Pride, she recorded a video message to her fans, to the crowd, just saying like happy Pride. And in true Miley Cyrus fashion, she made it funny, she made it silly. And it was like her coming out of the closet and being like, oh my gosh, I haven't been stuck in there since I was 6 years old. Like, so happy to be out again. And then at the end of the clip, she says, okay, I'm going to go back in my closet to find some more pretzels and also find JoJo Siwa, and then I'll bring her back out, in so many words. So basically saying JoJo Siwa is back in the closet, so she's got to go find her and bring her back out. I think it was iconic because it's Miley Cyrus, honestly. I think it was a joke. I think it was obviously shady, but it wasn't like that serious. Yeah, it just felt like a silly comedy bit, which we know Miley Cyrus loves herself one of those. And also, she's a pansexual queen. So she knows that, you know, you can date men, women, anyone, any human, and still be queer. She knows that. So I think she was just being silly. And I think also there's some awareness that, like, for example, Miley is with a guy, and they seem very much in love, but he is still, like, if you see pictures of him, he is still so culturally like queer. But when you see someone who like a month ago was identifying as a lesbian, now dating like the most cookie cutter whitewash frat boy, Fletcher, we'll get to Fletchers Boyfriend too. It seems a little more startling. It's like, oh, okay, really? We get that you also date men, but that man. Okay. So I think because it's Miley and because it's riding off of the S tier drama that we had of JoJo and Chris, I think it goes to B tier. I think it's at a similar spot as Renee. It's T for sure. JoJo has since responded as well, which is also T. I put Gabby and Robbie in here twice. I think because I was thinking of both of their weddings. So you know what? We're just going to put their other wedding right there with it, beside each other on C tier, because both were beautiful and iconic, but not like, you know, not crazy iconic, not earth-shattering, especially the second one. Honestly, the second one, actually, I'm going to retract. I'm going to bring this one to D tier, and the initial wedding, we're going to leave at C tier, and then the second wedding, we're going to put at D tier, because it's not that it's not iconic that they got married, but it's just like, you know, you already did it in the public's eyes, and then it's like, oh, actually, we didn't actually legally, so we did it again. It has less flair. Okay. Next up, we have Chappell Roan releases The Giver. I'm going to put that in D tier too. I included it because I am a Chappell stan through and through. And I feel wrong ever bringing out one of these tier lists without our lesbian icon on it. So that's a recent thing for Chappell, and I thought it was really cute. It's a fun song, and she goes D tier for me. Next up, the Fletcher stuff. So for those of you who don't know, Just open TikTok. I made a TikTok on it. I think I saw basically every queer sapphic artist talk about it in some capacity, share something about it on their story in some capacity. I mean, we had Leandra Earl. Basically, I'll give you this quick synopsis. Basically, as everyone knows, it's Pride Month. It's been a very hard Pride season for a lot of people. The public support has clearly drained around LGBTQ plus folks. And Fletcher, for a long time, has been one of the leading sapphic entertainers in the space. You go to a Fletcher concert, it's primarily sapphic women. And everyone has known, or I thought everyone knew, that Fletcher did not identify as a lesbian. Fletcher identifies kind of like more as like unlabeled or queer or just herself, that whole vibe. I love who I love, that whole thing, which couldn't be me. I love being a lesbian, but there's plenty of people that hate labels. There's plenty of people that love labels, but their label is bisexual or pansexual or whatever it might be. So identify however the hell you want, or don't identify at all. It really doesn't matter. It's for you. Labels are there for you if you want them. But they can also be very empowering. I mean, I love calling myself a lesbian because I am a lesbian, and being a lesbian is iconic. It's S tier. And I will always be proud of the term lesbian. It took me so long to unpack all of my internalized homophobia surrounding that term. So now I wear it proudly. But yeah, let's get into the Fletcher stuff. So Fletcher came out with a song titled Boy, the first single from her new album. And in the song, in so many words, she basically says how hard it was, or I'm paraphrasing and I'm putting my own bias on it, but basically says that she was very nervous and it feels very vulnerable and scary to come out as dating a boy. The lyrics are something else. The vibe is something else. The marketing around it rubbed a lot of people the wrong way, honestly, myself included. To add to it, she released new merch, and the merch is just boy across the front of the shirts and the hats. So it's merch about the cis het man that she's dating. So all of it just felt really out of touch, because it's like, it's not difficult to date a man in 2025. There's nothing scary or brave about that. I mean, go watch my TikTok video to see my feelings about it, better articulated. So to use it as kind of this like coming out song about that, also during Pride, and then also releasing merch about a cis het man, and the kind of marketing shift around her appearance. There's a lot of layers that rub people the wrong way. And none of what rubbed me the wrong way was the fact that she's dating a man. I could truly care less. I mean, Phoebe Bridgers is one of the most iconic sapphic artists out there, and she's constantly dabbling in all sorts of human beings. You never hear anyone talking shit about that, and she's out there, or was out there, touring with Boy Genius, and I think the sapphic community as a whole, some people might disagree, so long as you show up in an authentic way, and understand your privilege depending on how you identify or depending on who you are currently dating, they're chill with it, right? Demi Lovato just married a man. He looks cool as hell. She seems so happy. She looked stunning. And they have always identified as bisexual for a long time. And yeah, it just is what it is, So I think this drama story is not about the fact that it's a man that Fletcher's dating. I think if Fletcher had released an album and shown up to a release party with the guy she's dating, I wouldn't have been surprised at all that she was dating a man. I think most people have known for a long time that she's been dating a man. That wasn't a surprise at all. And she's been dating men, not just a man. So it's like, whatever. It's just the whole like coming out kind of nature of the song, and kind of taking the limelight during Pride when it's already such dark times for people that the general population and society does not accept. And then the boy merch, the whole thing was, I just think it was out of touch. Like, I just think it was a swing and a miss, for real. Bisexuality is totally valid. Queerness is valid. Fluidity is valid if that's the case for you. My sexuality isn't fluid. For some people it is. and all of those identities are very valid and you're very much a part of the LGBTQ plus community. That was not the issue here, for at least for me. It was the marketing and the storyline. It's 2025, a woman dating a man, incredibly privileged. So it just, yeah, did not hit the mark. However, I'm going to say that the boy merch is going to be S tier for me and this whole saga, because the fact that Fletcher, after all of these years of all this woman loving woman drama, sapphic drama, you know, the albums about Shannon, everything else, not just dating a man, that part, who cares? That would be like D tier. Fletcher got a boyfriend. But creating an entire marketing campaign about it and merch about it, that's S tier. That's crazy. That is wild. And then we have, it actually just dropped this morning before I went to record this video. I watched about half of it. I should probably watch the whole thing. I'm not going to give any opinions on it. It was basically, since the drop of the merch and the song, she hasn't said anything whatsoever on social media. And as we know, social media blew up about it. And this is a very standard crisis PR statement that she released on TikTok. It's a video with no cuts. I guarantee, and this is not me slighting her for this at all, because this is what her team is there for. This is their job. This is how celebrities with teams do it. This was a very well planned statement response. That doesn't mean it's not authentic or genuine. I just mean that it was probably very carefully crafted, because you have to understand that this is a business. This is how she makes money, and she makes money for her label. So after seeing the absolutely horrendous response the first single of her album got, you know that they were sitting behind the scenes saying, oh my God, we need to fix this. They had multiple people giving their opinions, trying to figure out how to change the narrative online before the rest of the album drops, because they need people to buy that album. They need people to buy the tickets to her shows. And I think that they have probably seen the power and how important her sapphic audience was, because I think there's probably some fear that if they lose that, she's basically starting from the ground up of trying to make it in more heteronormative spaces, which when you have such a strong fan base of sapphics, to lose that, sapphics go hard for other sapphics. So that's not an audience you want to lose. So I guarantee there were quite a few meetings and chats and employees and professionals in PR, crisis management, figuring this statement out before it was released, which again is fine. I'm going to give her making this statement, though, a week later, D tier, because I think it's exactly what we expected would happen. She had to talk at some point. She has a whole album coming out. She has to figure it out. So this is the result of the 2024 Q1 and Q2 lesbian drama recap. As we know, a lot of the folks in here are sapphic, not lesbian at all, but I call it the lesbian drama recap because I'm a lesbian recapping the drama. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and comment down below. If I missed any of the drama, I can do a follow-up and add to this chart from the first half of 2025. Also, I mentioned earlier in this video that I have a 6-part web series coming out this fall. It would mean the world to me if you went over to Instagram at Basement51 Series. Everything will be linked down below. Gave us a follow over there. The support means the world. And we have the Queer Love Ultimatum Season 2 recap series coming up soon on my channel. So if any of that interests you, or you just feel like supporting because you enjoyed this video, please subscribe and turn your post notifications on. It means the world to me, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye.